And then this book, y'all did not choose for my monthly TBR Instagram chooses prompt, and look where it got me. No offense, guys, but I did DNF that book, so. Hello besties, it is Kira. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video, sorry in advance, I am sick. So I apologize for how my voice sounds throughout this video. In today's video, we're going to be doing one that I've never done before, I don't think, but we're going to be doing a Instagram chooses video. So basically, I did this for my TBR last month, and I basically just picked like 2 books, and I scribbled out the covers and then gave like emojis that were like kind of correlated to the books, and had my Instagram story choose. I thought it'd be fun. I'm filming this the day before, so it's Saturday, and I'm going to start this thing tomorrow morning, so I will give you all the results and stuff like that. I'm going to try to have it up for a while so that people can see it. Make sure to follow my socials down below, along my goodreads, my Insta wish list, stuff like that is down there if you want to check it out. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos with me. And let's just get right into it. So, first 2 books are both hockey romances. This first one I just got in my video last week, which was a book shopping video, which was really fun. First one in this series is Unsteady, and I read this in the summer of last year. I really enjoyed it, actually. It was like more of an emotional romance. All I know about it is about this guy named Matt, and he is a really good hockey player, but he's not doing well in school. I think he has like a few different like learning disabilities. This is where our film character Ro, who I believe is the best friend, I feel like she was in that first book, is gonna help tutor him. And I just love an athlete tutor romance. I feel like it just hits every time. And then our second option is The Wingman by Stephanie Archer. So this is the 3rd book in the Vancouver Storm series. Hayden and Darcy, and basically they have been like best friends like forever. He's like low-key been in love with Darcy forever, but she was like in a relationship, and she finally broke up with her boyfriend and now is like single. So I think they're gonna do a little bit of like a hooking up situation. He's gonna teach her like how to be a player. I think it's something along those lines. I feel like it'll just be fun. Either option is good. I do really want to read this one, but this one also is on my 25 books for 2025. I am going to take a picture of both of them, color them out, and I'm gonna put up the picture of the Instagram story that I'm gonna put up. So basically I took the 2 books, scribbled out their covers, and I picked a color from the cover, and then I scribbled over that. And for the left side is the wingman, and for the emojis I just did a pink heart because the cover is pink. I did this like storm cloud because it's part of the Vancouver Storm series, and a net. On the right side it is unloved, and I did hockey stick, green heart, and I did this paper with a pencil for like tutoring, and then I just said like which book I can read, and there's a poll. That is it for me today. I will come back to you guys like I said tomorrow morning, and we will see which book has won. I'm so excited. I think this is so fun. Honestly, I think Unloved is gonna win. Let's see which one wins. Besties, it is the next morning. You look proud too. I am proud of myself. I did not check it at all yesterday. I did not even vote on my personal account, and I didn't even click on the story to look, so. Guys, it's 50-50. What are the chances? Sometimes when it's 50-50, one has like 1 or 2 more votes than the others. I'm going to see if one has like 1 more vote than the other. They're literally 50-50. This is a great start to this video. I'm just gonna leave it as 50-50, but let's just say I go on my personal account, and I'm gonna be picking Unloved. Not what I was expecting, like 50-50 exactly. I'm so excited. Technically it did not win. That is our first one. I'll keep you updated per usual for all my reading vlogs, thoughts, updates. Hello besties. So I just want to give you guys just a quick 100-page update. Again, just getting into the story. There's just a lot of stuff to unpack and think about and figure out. Because Ro, the female main character, just has a lot going on, and you're kind of just like trying to figure out how her brain works and her personality. I don't know why I feel like I'm like relating to her a little bit. She just has a really shitty boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, whatever he is. He's just very manipulative and degrades her a lot. And you can see like how it affects her and the things that she says and how she thinks, and it's so sad. We have seen her personality come out a little bit when she is with Freddie or Matt, whatever you want to call him, who he's like his own character completely. Like I said, he's got some of like the learning disabilities. There is like one thing that I'm not going to spoil. There has been like something hinted a little bit between a professor and him is all I will say. But like if it's what I'm thinking it is, I'm literally going to sob. That's going to be so sad if it's true. But he's just so incredibly hard on himself. It doesn't seem like he is, because he's got this like, you know, he brushes everything off, like he sleeps around, so he just jokes about like his disabilities. But like deep down, like when you're in his point of view, it's just a lot of things you have to learn about him, his past that we don't know yet. I have a feeling they're definitely going to, or they already have kind of been like friends or becoming friends and really gonna help each other out in the long run. And I have tomorrow actually off from work, which is good for reading purposes, but also because I'm not feeling well. I don't know, let's see where the book goes from here. Hello besties, good morning. I feel like I didn't film a lot since I last talked to you guys because I literally binged this book. So now I am pretty much a little over halfway. Some things to say, but like not too much. I was wondering why this book was so long, and like the more I read it, the more I kind of remember the last book, and this kind of seems like it's taking place around the same time or like during the events of the first book. It's like longer than I expected it to be, which like now that I've like sat in my thoughts and everything, I'm not necessarily like obsessed with, because I feel like not that it's like repetitive, but it is good because we're seeing the development of their friendship, and I guess I wasn't expecting it to be that way. I think we're kind of getting towards the end of like the overlap between that book and this book. Yeah, I'm still liking both characters. I'm liking their friendship. I don't have much to say other than like it's really bingeable, easy writing style. So today's my day off and it's actually supposed to be like 60 degrees. I think I'm gonna actually go for a walk and go get some Dunkin'. I'm gonna continue reading. I'm hoping to actually finish this book today because I have absolutely no plans. I probably won't talk to you guys until I'm done with the book. Hello besties! So I finished the first book for this video, Unloved by Peyton Corney. I'm thinking like 4.25 maybe. I guess my only like critique is that it was more like a friends to lovers situation, which is just not my thing. I feel like this one was done okay because they kind of started off as like really not knowing each other. No like major huge complaints. I guess it was a little spicy and like lust heavy for me. Oh my god, so emotional. Like I was absolutely sobbing so hard, like so much. I don't know what it was. I just really liked both characters characters' developments, and there were just a lot of things that they had to work through, and I liked that they helped each other work through those things. A lot of this book takes place around the same time as Unsteady, the first book, so I feel like a lot of this content is kind of repetitive. Also, I was just like not too excited to read about because like I already knew the other characters and I knew their story and everything that already happens in their scenes. So like second half was good. I do recommend this little series. I don't know if there's gonna be more books, but quick, easy, digestible writing. Alright, so quickly, the next 2 books, I'm gonna put up the poll now because I have to read it and start it by tomorrow morning. They're not necessarily like the last one where they're both like hockey romances. These kind of just give off the same vibes. They're both like small town romances. We have Make You Mine by Laura Pavlov. So this is the 3rd book in the Honey Mountain series. This is like a single dad nanny romance. This is about a firefighter and one of the sisters. I don't remember her name. Ashlyn. And these are just like fun, quick. They're really not that serious. And then this book, y'all did not choose for my monthly TBR Instagram chooses prompt, and look where it got me. No offense, guys, but I did DNF that book, so kind of your fault. I'm kidding. Delicate Escape. This is the 2nd book in the Sparrow Fall series by Catherine Cowles, another kind of small town romance vibes. These are more like mystery heavy, at least the 1st book was. Really enjoyed it. Easy, bingeable, quick writing, and I'm very excited to continue the series. This one's about one of the brothers from the female character from the 1st, and I believe, I forgot her name, the person who comes and gets a job at like the flower shop that the female main character was working at, and they both have a past. So for this one, I think I'm just I'm gonna pick the color of the cover, scribble it out, and then just put like blue or pink, guys. Here is the picture of the poll. But yes, I will leave that, like I said, up until around like 6:30-ish tomorrow morning before I have to leave for work, and we'll see which one y'all choose to do next. So I always like to predict here. I think pink is gonna win. I don't know. I feel like people are more inclined to pick pink because it's cute. Hopefully we have a situation where it's not exactly 50-50, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning. Hello, besties. Next morning, I'm gonna check the poll. Interesting. I was wrong. I was incorrect. And it seems like the blue book, which was Make You Mine by Laura Pavlov, got 60% and pink got 40%. I guess that means we're gonna be reading Make You Mine next, which I'm excited for. The single dad nanny romance. I know it's just gonna be quick. Let's just get reading. Hello, besties. So it is the next day and I am actually pretty far into this book. I think I'm like 54% of the way through this book and just wanted to give you guys an update. We're on page 183. I didn't give you guys like a 100-page update because honestly, I didn't have much to say. So I wrote down a couple thoughts. So like the first 100 pages definitely were just like very, very repetitive. Like it was just a lot of them finding each other attractive, them wanting to sleep with each other, why they can't do it, because, you know, boss and nanny. It was kind of like really actually annoying me. Like try to go into like these kind of books with the expectations of they're not going to be like the best thing ever. Like they're going to be quick, fun, and not that serious. Repetitiveness of the attraction and lust being like talked about so much and kind of getting on my nerves. Now that I'm like halfway through and they finally like got together and did something, it's a lot less repetitive in those kind of comments. Better. It's not so insufferable to read about. I really love the aspect of the children, and Ashlyn, the female main character, really loves the kids and they really love her, and it's so incredibly cute to read about. But like here's the thing, like I either like kids in books or I don't like kids in books, and it kind of just depends on how the author is running it. And I like the kids, but like I think the oldest daughter is like 5 or something. It's that thing where it's like authors tend to write kids a lot older than how they would actually act. Like, yeah, I know 5-year-olds can talk, they can do sentences. This girl's acting like she's like 11. I'm like, girl, you really don't know that much. Aren't you like 5? Like, go color. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that big of like a deal. Like, who cares? Like, it's just a child in the book. They're not the main character. So it's kind of just, it's just like throwing me off. It's very fast paced, obviously very easy to read, very easy to digest. And since they've gotten together, I really like both of them. Like, I like both characters like separately. I really like their personalities, but like there's something like about them as soon as they got together that I'm like, Jace is just like, he is like a grumpy character to like everybody else, but he's actually like really not. Like, he's really sweet and he's really caring. Him being like perceived as like this grumpy guy, being with Ashlyn, who's just like a very like upbeat, bubbly character. They match each other's energies very well. And yeah, I forgot to mention this is an age gap too. There's just one more thing that's pissing me off, is that they say hell too many times in this book. I'm not saying like, oh, hell's a bad word, like we shouldn't say it, but like I feel like I was reading a scene and hell was said at least once or twice on 3 pages in a row. I think I read it too much and it's really bothering me. Like, I just like the community, the found family aspect of the book. I don't know if I'll finish it today. I don't know if I'll update you guys today, probably not. I don't think I'll really update you guys before I finish this book. Hello besties! So I am back. I think I'm gonna settle on a 4-star, but I definitely liked it more than the first 2 books. I think this is my favorite so far. Yeah, I feel like I don't have too much more thoughts to add to everything since I like last updated you guys halfway through. It was very hard to read about and I'm glad that everything worked out for both characters. And my only complaints were that it was like very repetitive at the beginning, like the first half, until they really got together and they just stopped talking about all the lust and the attraction. I feel like it was just a little insta like lovey attraction. They do mention several times in the book that like they've known each other for so long, like they've been family friends, so we didn't get like that development, I guess. So that's why I feel like it was kind of like instant everything. I really enjoyed it. Fun, easy, quick. I think I only have like 2 more books in this series and I'm like flying through it. I think this is like the fastest I've ever read a series. I feel like I read one almost every month or like every other month. Alright, so it is currently 4:52 on Wednesday, so like I'm gonna give myself a much needed break. So I'm going to put up the poll and then when I come home from work tomorrow around like 3:15, 3:30, I will check the poll. I feel like I'm in the mood for like a fantasy or something like that. The Book of Azriel, I do really want to read this. I want to know what all the hype is about. The text in this book, she is mini. Yeah, this is a pretty long book. I definitely will not finish it in this video. Yeah, so I'm gonna do this book and then I feel like this might be like a random pick, but I'm gonna do The Red Scrolls of Magic by Cassandra Clare. This is part of like the Shadowhunters universe, I think it's what it's called, or the big Cassandra Clare universe, and like her recommended reading order after you finish the first 3 books in the, I believe it's the Shadowhunters series, you should like pick up this little like short story and then go into the Infernal Devices trilogy, I think it is, and that first book is on my 25 books for 2025. So in order to read that, I should read this next. If I had to say which one I would like to win, obviously it's gonna be the Book of Azriel. For this one, I'm just gonna maybe a black cover, and then I don't know, this one's given major blue energy. I'll probably just do like a skull for this, maybe just like something magic related. Alrighty y'all, so just posted the picture. Here it is. Book of Azriel is the one on the left with the skull emoji, and then I decided on red for this book because it's the Red Scrolls of magic. And then I put this little like magic ball situation. I don't know. If I had to guess, I think the Book of Azrael is gonna win. I'll check in with you guys tomorrow to see what our last book for this video will be. Hello besties, so just made it back from work. It is now 3:28 of the next day, and we'll see what our last and final book is for this video. I was in fact correct, so it seems like the Book of Azrael, the skull emoji, got 75%, and then the little magic ball got 25%. So that means that we are reading the Book of Azrael. I don't know too much at all about this. I think the female main character Diana is looking to either steal this ancient relic or she stole this relic, and it's like held by her enemy, who is Sam Kyle, might be the male main character. There's a war of some sort, not really sure, but it's probably like your classic enemies to lovers fantasy is what I'm hoping. I think this might be like the UK version of the book. I got this at a used bookstore. I think the one here in the US is like a bigger paperback, so maybe that's why the text is so teensy tiny. I'm excited. I just want to know what all the hype is about. Yeah, I'm gonna start this book and give you guys some updates depending on how far I get into it in this video. It is finally time to wrap up this video. We did a full week of Instagram chooses, and I'm just gonna quickly go through the books that we read and give a little update on the Book of Azrael, because I have not talked to you guys since I started it. So first one we got was Unloved, and I believe Unloved and The Wingman, you guys over on Instagram picked Unloved. Well, actually I picked Unloved because it was 50-50. Really enjoyed this. 4.25, very emotional, very just digestible, easy writing. Liked both characters separately. Not a big fan of Friends to Lovers, but I feel like this one was good. I just love an athlete tutor situation. I do recommend this little duology. I don't know if it's going to be more than the 2 books. And then the second book was Make You Mine. It was between this one and Beautiful Escape by Catherine Cowles, and I gave this 4 stars. It was good. It was quick. It was easy. Little small town romance, boss nanny type situation. It was a little repetitive, but then once they got together, it was like really sweet. I liked both characters separately, liked them both together. Loved the kids aspect of it, the found family, just everything. It was really fun. It just felt very real, and these 2 characters just had to go through like so much to like be together. I didn't know how the second half was gonna go, because I felt like they professed their love and got together like so quickly, and I was like, why do I have half the book left? I really didn't know what was gonna happen, but then a lot of just different factors went on and some hard choices were made. I was sobbing. But in the end, Love Me a Happily Ever After. And then last but not least, we have the Book of Azrael. So I'm currently on page 186, chapter 18, so I'm about like that far into the book. I think I'm like maybe 30% or something according to my Kindle, and I'm actually like flying through it. I wrote down a few thoughts, and I feel like I don't have like too many, which is very interesting. I feel like we're still kind of at the beginning. I mean, this book is long. I'm gonna try to explain best that I know. I'm still like very confused. There's a lot of just confusing things and creatures and people and names in this book. I found out that Sam Kyle, he's actually named like Liam now, I think. So that's why I was like, I don't know who this other point of view is. It's his point of view. Doesn't want to go by his like old name, his god name, but he's basically like a god. There's like, I think they're called like celestials, or kind of like his people. Diana, our female main character, is part of like the monsters side, so the gods and the monsters. The monsters, Diana's like looking for this book to, I think I don't know if she's trying to destroy the Celestials and just make the world monsters. Not really sure, but they're looking for this book. Seems more of like, I don't want to say a modern day fantasy, but it's like an urban. So it's not like it's necessarily taking place in like a real place like in the world, but they have like computers, they have cars. Definitely check out trigger warnings. It's definitely like darker kind of fantasy. I've never read anything kind of like this. I can just tell already it's going to be like true enemies to lovers. Yeah, there's a lot of hard topics that I didn't realize. I mean, I read the trigger warnings before, but like I was like, oh, things that she has to like endure and go through. Sacrifice her sister is like really unfortunate. Both of their powers are like giving, I don't want to say superhero, but like supernatural vibes, because literally he like jumped through like 3 stone block floors and was like bam, came into the room, and I was like, so cool. It's actually like so cool. Yeah, last but not least, I guess my thoughts. The layout of the book is very interesting because like obviously it's dual point of view, but like sometimes things happen in Diana's point of view and then the next point of view is Liam's, but it's like before everything happened. Yeah, there's a lot of like flashbacks and nightmares and things that happen. Really enjoying it. I will say there is, like I mentioned, just a lot of terms and names and things that are just very confusing. Yeah, so far so good with this book. So that is it for today's video. Once again, thank you if any of you guys watching this did contribute on my Instagram story. It really was fun, and I feel like we got some decent books. It's just a different way to choose my books without me actually choosing anything. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to follow my socials down below. My goodreads, my Amazon wishlist, stuff like that is linked down there if you want to check it out. Like, comment, subscribe for more videos by me. And I'll see you guys next week for what I believe is going to be my May TBR already, which is crazy. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!